guys, welcome back to the channel where I talk about gear from a dad's perspective. Following up from my previous video on the Focos Live app. In case you haven't seen or heard about the Focos Live app, it's basically an app to shoot video where you can get shallow depth of field from a phone. And as far as I know, that's never been done before, and it's a pretty exciting development. For a while now, you can get portrait mode or shallow depth of field with bokeh for still photos, but not for movies or videos. And so this is quite an exciting development. So what does that mean? Does that mean we don't need DSLRs anymore? We don't need bigger sensors or expensive cameras, and we can get really nice videos from just a phone? Yes and no. It's in a way, this is just the first app and the first development, and I think there will be a lot more improvement. But if you look closely at a lot of the videos, like I'll bring up now, so I shot my son's Lego in the backyard, and you can see it looks pretty nice. And let's adjust the aperture here. Let's say bring it to equivalent of 2.0. If you look at Hulkbuster's arms, there are certain parts around the arms where it's really nicely resolved, and it outlines Hulkbuster, but then around his head and in between his arms and his torso is missed out on blurring the background through his arms. So it's not perfect by any means, and I'm going to show you a comparison shot from a DSLR, from a Canon 5D. And you know, of course, with a DSLR you're going to get perfect results as long as you're in focus, and the background it will be nicely bokeh, it will be nicely blurred, and that doesn't require any computational AI at all to adjust that. But whatever comes out of Focos Live is definitely not perfect. But I believe this can improve with time as the AI works, learns to work better with the subject. But the great thing about Focos Live is that you can choose the focus after you have shot your video. So for example, here I just want to focus on the background rather than Hulkbuster, and you can see now the background is in focus but Hulkbuster is not, and we can then pull focus back to Hulkbuster. The other thing that's great is you can actually set the frame that you want in focus and then slowly pull. So let me see if I can do this right. So setting there, and let's say I want to pull focus to Hulk at this point here. So if you scrub through, you can see the focus coming to Hulk there. So if you export the video, you can actually choose the focus point after the fact, and that you can't achieve on a DSLR or any other camera that I know of. So that's pretty cool. The one thing that used to stump me with Focos Live app is when you go into shooting mode, for example, and you can't find any settings for frame rates and resolution. So if you look around, so you can't set the frame rate or the resolution, but you know, it took me a while to realize that that's all done in post. So when you come back to this, alright, and you're happy with the video that you've done, and all the adjustments that you want to do, for example, that adjust the aperture again. Let's say I'm happy with that. When you export video, right at the bottom you get to actually choose the resolution that you want to export. So I don't know how this is done, even the frame rate. Does that mean that Focos Live actually records at 60p and then you can choose the frame rate after the fact? maybe that's what it is. So let's see. I just want to export that, and it's pretty quick. So I want to export at 4K 60 FPS at 100% quality. So that's rendering the video right now, and it's a great little app to use, but I wouldn't use it all the time. More often than not, this is for a very specific shot. When I don't have the SLR with me and I go out to shoot, say, my kids, or I just want to shoot a quick B-roll shot that where I want to get some nice creamy bokeh. And I think those are the kind of shots where this app becomes really valuable. It's not going to replace your DSLR, unfortunately, not at the moment yet. It's not going to replace good camera systems, even if it's not a DSLR. And most of the time for your A-roll shots, you still want to use an app like Filmic, whereby you get a lot more control and you can shoot in log as well. As far as I can tell, I can't shoot in log. The other thing about this app is that it needs to use both cameras on the mobile phone to shoot, to get that depth information. The video is really cropped in, and you can't use the wider lens to shoot this, because the wider lens is the one that's providing that background blur, while the zoomed in lens is the one that provides the foreground. So that's one downside to Focos app, and you can't change that. Having said that, I'm really grateful that someone has developed an app like that. I wish they would improve more on it, and I think they will, and hopefully other app developers come on board as well and develop more on getting bokeh from a camera like that, from a mobile phone like that. That would be really useful. So hey, if you have enjoyed the video and you found it useful, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll be doing a lot more videos like that really soon. See ya, bye.